Yeah, the SK, they don't really seem to have like a huge amount of structure. They rely on their theory and their chemistry and all the, the homework they've done. This is how we're going to react in this scenario. But when the CTs are just pushing at you from all different angles, they're not playing normal CS, right? They're not letting you.
So forth. Now they're probably feeling super confident.
And Chad, nice and quick, talk us through Cache, what your expectations are. Do we get a third?
Going into this one, the difference is NIP can't really have a game plan to exploit SK's weaknesses because SK hardly ever play this map, right? There's going to be that unknown factor there. Whereas SK can just kind of swinging. They can basically throw whatever they want at these guys. I think looking up right now, we just need to see the SK guys try and be a little bit more, I want to say individual, but just it doesn't seem to be, they're not fragging at the highest level that we know SK can. They weren't hitting the shots. You expect Colin to get that 2K and only grab one. You expect Colin to make that stand down with Squeaky up an overpass. They weren't able to get that.
Yeah, we're going to have to find out if they can get to a third gentleman. I wish we could talk about this. So let's go ahead, let's stop talking and let's get fragging. It's time to start your second map of your first semi-final here at Pyjamas. map that is NIP's choice.
1-0 up, of course. The bomb plant is a very similar situation we had to on overpass. The bomb goes down in the pistol, and you lose the round. You bring out the AKs in the third. So this round is a chance to see what you can do with the Desert Eagles PD-50s. Nothing else really purchased here. Objective to get the bomb down. That'll be the first task, but that's going to be very difficult without the utility here.
Forrest with the Deagle in hand, can't find much. There's no one to spawn inside of middle. Again, though, as you talked about, they go for time, but they elect to keep the MP9s up, so obviously they're faithful. SK toward them. As Forrest clears off the cubby way underneath the drop to hold with the Deagle. His bomb is still well out towards Squeaky. In fact, with the push through the rotation down high, the site's actually available and open for a glance. Forrest, that will at least cause pincher position. This is entirely working. They've got one player with bomb Draken who's now inside of the site. No one at A at all. He's going to get bomb plant down. Another $800 on top of the $1,900 they will get for this round into the wallets of NIP, and they realized it late. They pushed so far forward, but didn't consider Squeaky.
Draken definitely will win this round, but he's done. That's amazing. They've got two bomb plants already. One kill that will help them likely. As far as takes him down. So sure, possibility now for NIP if they wish. I don't think they're watching the 5AK-47 with the full utility here. We'll see which way they're inclined. The three. Tremendously. And that's keeping up the fallen. Obviously holding that weapon.
I suppose. This is again. Draken tries to get some luck on his side and fire through the smoke at B. Slightly better vision, will push Fur back to the site, and that's when Rez wants to catch him. So by design, he opens the door, and Fur has to converge and cross at least one of the two angles. Good shot from Rez, and he's inside of the site.
He's found 2 kills on that Desert Eagle. These are
right. They're panicking. They're going to rotate back because they're expecting the bomb to greet Rez in the open site, make that call, and even if Taco finds that kill, it doesn't really much matter because bomb is going down on the B site as we speak. I see that, however, Get Right was found by Cold. It's going to make things interesting as he sits from heaven, but he's got to fall back. He can't quite get a position, excuse me, not from heaven. He's just below, walking in from the main entrance. But he has to be patient to allow Taco to get closer and closer. And Forrest's timing while Taco is turned. Easy shots, but pulls off with the Deagle. Staying alive is enough because it's Taco that's going to be bothered by him being behind him and not know where to look. Instead, he has to get aggressive. He knows that Forrest is probably rotating around, so he'll wait behind the box instead. But time becomes a factor. Cold Zera's left with just 14 HP. He may have a kit, but there's no way they win this round. Nip's going to pull it back.
They absolutely are. It's Rez to open things up. What a beautiful round that was. After losing the force fight, it's the Deagles. No armor that yields success here for NIP. Rez, the young gun, managing to open up 2 kills at that A side. We will save an AWP as Cold Zera gets it blown into his face there with the bomb defuse, the bomb explosion.
He was waiting for it. He knew it was in the mid connector.
It's 3-1 and NIP steal one away. Here's the replay of Rez. And it's tremendous work. He got the call from Forrest that the A push had come through to expect him falling back and nails that shot. Fur gets completely taken down. And the AWP comes out for Draken. Mighty starting to look good for NIP, but we've gone to the double AWP set up for SK at this point. Obviously it will be Fallen and Cold Zera. We've talked about it all tournament long. And Cold heads towards B. Fallen looking to get aggro here in the A main position, but he'll fall back after deploying the incendiary.
Double push, and it's Fallen on the AWP, surprisingly, that hits it, but they don't account for Fallen, or excuse me, for Forrest. In the corner, not common. That's a setup to counter the push through, because normally you have one at the door, one facing behind the box. And a good play at that, but the problem is they've lost more than 2, which is all they've pulled back in an early situation of a 3 versus 2. Lots of time to open up the map for NIP. And SK is going to spread to a 1-1-1 defense, essentially. 1 in mid for the fast rotation and information, and 1 on either bomb site. Forrest needs to be so careful. His back turns. Taco is close. Sees the shoulder just as he looks away. Forrest tries to pre-fire in. And with him going down, Get Right has his work cut out for him. Thankfully, it is isolated down to just 1 in the site directly. He's going to have to act quick. Good pre-fire. Bomb plant immediate as well. He knows that there was the next closest, at least, was middle. As Taco waits at the truck, Cold will try and get an angle on the secondary AWP. Get Right doesn't need to face either, but you know Get Right. He's planted it for main, but if he can find a way to be somewhat clever, he will, and this is his play at it. If anyone goes to check A main, he's got the angle for it.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as they walk in by the forklift to even consider peeking that direction, he's got the headshot lineup. He's also got a chance to peek out when they get on top of the bomb. They do have a chance to defuse it in behind, though. And I don't know that Get-Right realizes it. He's got the first kill. Kit's on it, and unfortunately not. It was just barely too tight inside, and coldzera pulls off a defuse.
He plants on the very edge of the bomb site there. As soon as the CT deployed the smoke, it's going to make things very problematic. Good effort by Get-Right at the 3-on-1 situation, down to the 1v1, spraying through the smoke, but couldn't get it done.
And Nip's going to call another timeout because they have a decision to make. This is a reset, but they won a force buy previously, which built up the economy to a point where they could consider forcing around the weapon that Get-Right carried over.
Well, that should be.
I suspect that's the call. There's an op on the ground, so that's going to be it.
Here we go then. SK Gaming with a firm lead, 4-1. The very similar scenes to what happened on Overpass. Almost identical in terms of the scoreline and the resets coming through. It was NIP at this point, though. Let a few rounds go on Overpass. Went to 7-1. Can they find anything here in round number 6? As they bring out 3 AK-47s. Rez and Draken will have an AWP on the ground. Presumably Draken picks that up. As the unpause is called. We'll have smokes, flashbangs, and molotovs to 3 of the players. Rez brings out the Galil. Double AWP setup. Do SK continue their aggression? It's been a talking point of this series so far. Pushing A main in the previous round. They might have to push towards B this time. That looks like a full-on rush from NIP. All 5 players towards this side of the map, looking for the opening picks. Draken to try and set them up. No presence from the CTs to begin with, but the boost comes through. Spots one. Can't hit the shot, though. Draken will give the call to push into the bomb site and isolate the players at the back.
Good shot from Cole to make up for it, but you're right. It's exactly what Nip want to do. They want to get aggressive, get in their face, and catch them in transition. It works out. They've lost a lot of HP, and they'll lose Forest as well. Good shot from Fallen. Just before the smoke did bloom toward Heaven, so HP firmly in the favor of SK, but Bomb going down. Rez does it with 5 HP. Yeah, that's why it's desperate, because that nade any sooner denies the plant. Thankfully, it's down, and they have an AK in Draken's hands, and Get-Right's fallen back as well to watch the reverse side of the vents. Good shoulder peek from Fur. Has all the information they now know. Get-Right's busy. They'll start to encroach from the other side of the site from Tree. As Draken's forced off it as well with a Molotov, they're going to be near the platform before any in which kills or any information further is gained by NIP, and they know now Get-Right has to be in the corner. Fur walks directly in. As soon as that was covered off by bolts, smoked off, Molotov as well, even though it's 10 seconds, there's
I don't think he has a chance.
No chance Draken gets back. Oh, you're right, he has to get off it. That's going to be extremely close.
It's
They made
done.
a mistake. That's a huge error. They miscalculated that. They didn't have to be anywhere near inside of the tunnels. They could have got on that much sooner.
Yeah, miscommunication there, the defuse kit. The player with the kit could have got there before. It looked like Draken had conceded. The smoke's down, the incendiaries as well. There was no chance. It was over. They just defused the bomb. It was done. And NLP probably can't believe it.
No, I didn't even consider. I thought they were on it. That's such an unexpected error. And from SK as well. Normally so disciplined. That's huge. Even Draken was falling back.
Yeah, he thought he was over. Like, well, I can't win this. It's just 3 players to find. A smoke down, incendiary on all the choke points. I'm out. But it will be a round in favor of NIP. As we get in towards the B bomb side again. This time, coldzera, that secondary orb coming to life. He finds the first shot, takes down one of the key players of the NIP offense. That's Forest. In full back, safely towards the B side, but Draken's not done just yet. Another smoke will come through. They'll maintain the man advantage for now.
And that would have been an economic reset for NIP. That's a huge, huge mistake. They can still force in, and they still find the advantage early. Fallen. Looking somewhat invigorated by the mistakes, wants to make up for it. Probably frustrated, naturally, being the captain of such a team. Good 2 kills before he does fall. Exist getting the refrag. Opens up some space to get toward Highway, but there's never a certainty without a smoke down at Z connector how far you can really go before someone will take back that position. And Bolts wants to do exactly that. Exist. He better have his timing perfect. Unfortunately not.
Yeah, the pre-aim there of Bolts is absolutely spectacular. The boost works out as well. This is going to be an SK round for sure. Rez left in the 4 versus 1. He'll get that first frag, but the bomb not on his back just yet. He's got a lot of work to do here. coldzera takes him down. The player that kicked it all off will finish things off there with the AWP. I've been waiting for this to come to life and show us what it can really do. This is SK up against it now. 5-2. They should be up on an eco now, NIP. A couple of resets coming in. Some very tight rounds indeed. There's about $1,900 per player. Looks like they'll just force buy into this one. They'll probably be double eco regardless. So CZ, Steagles, the armor's out. Flashbangs and smokes. We are rushing B once again, slowing things down right at the precipice. And we'll see whether they can bait out the shot and maybe snowball into the B bomb side.
Good start from the pistol of Rez to at least get a trade back immediately. Get Right has the up. Rez, he's stepping up in spades.
Here he comes.
Pushes through with the CZ, gets an angle, but Fallen's ready for it. Bomb goes down as a result. They'll have to commit another body to the depths of the site to try and get the plant. Which not only makes them vulnerable on cross, thankfully smoke's still down, but it occupies a body, and they haven't answered Fallen. Finally the refrag, but again losing Exist. Now Get Right has to be the one to plant. He's also the one with the AWP. That takes him temporarily out of service, as they can push around to find. What a shot. Draken and Bolt's read it. Knew the angle. Pre-fires Get Right on an AWP. Not something you see commonly. And he's got a second kill around. He goes for more. But Bolt's has the line. And it's 5-2 for SK. Excuse me, 6-2.
Wow, Get Right with the AWP. That would have been a way to close the round out, but it will be going in favor of SK. It's the force buy with the pistols, a contact play towards B. They get the trade, they get the bomb down, but Fallen just finds 2 frags, buys so much time for them, and the Bolts retake there from the vent. Just the pre-aim seems absolutely perfect. We saw in the previous round as well, in the connector, he completely shut down Exist. Coming through the vent there, finds Draken, just got that crosshair placement down to a T. As we get into round number 9, it should be the full eco now for an IP. Not looking too promising here. 6-2 down. The Eagles will be out once again. No body armor, no nades. They'll be focusing quite heavily towards that B site. But for now, it looks like a very standard round. One towards middle, holding B storage, and we've got Draken trying to find an opening towards A. This time Fur won't be pushing the smoke by the looks of things, but watching for any players boosting up.
Fur swinging. Gets underneath, drop at least. For Rez behind. Rez goes down. In fact, Gold gets the shot immediately. So, good start again for SK. Pistols, pretty straightforward. They'll build up their bank, which becomes a problem for NIP moving forward. NIP stole away SK's map, and SK looking to try and do the same against NIP on cash. They've now got a 7th round as Draken. They just wait, unfortunately. Will go down, and Bolts will find him immediately. No kills at all for the NIP side.
Very similar start here. 7-2 is the scoreline this time. It was 7-1 on overpass. Money starting to stabilize once again for the Ninjas. They'll have the AK-47, but don't really have quite enough for the AWP from what I can see. It's going to be Exist to call another tactical pause here. The in-game leader trying to work out what's the approach. We haven't seen, again, many tactical plays here from NIP. We haven't seen the detailed set pieces come through towards that A-bomb site. Haven't really seen any of that or fast play towards middle. It's been quite slow and focusing towards B. A couple of good fakes coming in time to time with the pistols, but so far it's looked quite quiet for them. So they'll have a chance here to work out what's the play. Do they maybe get a UMP instead to have more utility?
SK!
There's a fan.
Let's go!
Couple of Brazilians, as you would say, Hank.
I would say that.
Not quite with as much elegance, but you would say it.
The buy will come through. Exist will bring out the final AK-47, as you can see. They have got the smokes to work with and a few Molotovs. I'd like to see some sort of set piece come through. It seems like they're all starting to ravish them at this point, but round number 10, and we'll flash towards B. It's Taco to maybe boost up in the vents here, as he'll get Molotov out of position. I'll have to fall back and Get Right, trying to shut down everything he can here.
Right, tries to find one through the smoke, won't do it. He's normally known to play inside of the B position.
Now, Cash is one of the most aggressive maps we have, for CT side especially. We saw what Fur was capable of on overpass. He did get shut down towards the end of the half, though. So it looks like NIP have got a very similar approach here. Wait for the aggression to come in, then try and dissect the map with some basic control. A boost up here. They'll be flashed through, presumably. They won't just go up dry. And it's up to Fur and Cold Zero from the vent to try and shut them down here. There's the flash. Can the CTs find anything here from the vents? Can't hit the first shot. Trying to take the aggro away for Fur.
Decent shot back, though, as Draken gets the shot immediately. Fallen. Getting very aggressive on the AWP. This time not towards Squeaky, which you oftentimes will see the solo op trying to tame. He's got the position toward door. They have no idea. Get right down. Incendiary to hold them off as well. They've got to make a decision. Go or not. Fallen finds 2 on an op inside of A main. That's pretty damn good. It still leaves them 3 aside, though, as they eventually do get the trade and Exist. Reads that truck is open, but Rez has to enter on his own. Exist will cover back for a trade in his position. And what a shot from Rez to get Bolts eventually. That now allows Draken to get much closer toward rotation position at truck specifically, but Taco could slip up behind the smoke. Contact by Draken to hold off one, but Taco knows he's going to be running back, tries to catch him with timing. Doesn't want to commit. He might have been better off served to just go and get the kill because he goes down for free.
Yeah, spraying with the M4A4 through smoke. It's going to show traces. Exist capitalizes at that point. But what a great shot from Rez towards CT Spawn to open up that A-bomb site. He seems like his fragging potential in terms of entries is off the scales of points. Very, very strong aim with the AK-47. And it will be a 3-on-1 with coldzera trying to hold onto his M4 here. Not going to have the secondary orb this time as he holds towards the vents. And they will be at least flirting with the idea of trying to take him down here. The problem is the money's not exactly astronomical for the NIP side, so they don't want to fully commit to this one. Although since the bench, you can wallbang him, but that's very unlikely. It will be the third round there for NIP. They keep 3 players alive, and SK Gaming, in terms of their cash, they're looking fine. It's not amazing, but they'll get a full buy here. There'll be a couple of compromises. I can see there's no AWP into this round. That will be down to the Famous and Fallen with the opening pick, so you think that's their round all day long with those sort of plays, but managing to get the trade and Rez to open up the A-bomb site, it all fell apart very quickly. NIP start the campaign here on cash as we go fast towards middle.
Wow, very fast. Forrest, not even for the crisscross smokes, just one to cover off Z, close and a flash into it. Gets him in behind the hut. He's able to watch anyone underneath. Doesn't have any support system over toward B if he did. He's got the angle to control highway. And he'll, I think, just wait at this point to see what else they can find. Again, though, SK's gotten aggressive inside of A main, and they're going to go for a boost this time. Fallen without the AWP, not able to find footing. But now they've got a chance. Fallen goes down. Draken with the kill. And do they read that he didn't peek A main? Do they read there's still a boost potential in play?
Still plenty of time here. 1 minute on the clock. We've got Forrest deep behind enemy lines as he makes it towards highway. Fur has not spotted it. He'll be aware it's a possibility. Might have to check, but it might not even matter. Bolts takes him down from the boost position, but Rez with the refrag. It's at the Fur and coldzera now on the retake as they come from CD Spawn and highway.
And immediately, coldzera knew exactly with bolts going down, so too did Fur, that they had to rotate in as fast as possible. Cold gets there, gets the kill, and backs out. Fur doesn't want to do the same. There's no flames at his feet, but there is bullets in his face as he tries to walk by, and Rez has the line held through the smoke, even if it had bloomed or not. Speaking of lines, 2 against the wall. Rez only manages 1. It's Cold on 55. No nades to work with. Does have a kit, but against 2. Exist and Get Right, both very experienced players. It's going to be unlikely he's able to isolate this as he wants to, and I think he knows the situation. He's already backing off. This will be NIP picking up a 7-4 scoreline, their 4th round, and their 2nd in a row. And it is Rez who's stepping up now. 3 kills in this round for him.
Yeah, he's looking much better. Top of the scoreboard, 11 kills, 10 deaths. It's Draken has got a little bit quiet only with 2, but he found an opening into this round, so that's absolutely fine. It will be 2 in a row for NIP, 2 players surviving. coldzera stays alive once again, but I think we have a full eco now. A chance to breathe for the Ninjas, but coldzera, arguably the world's best player in CSGO right now. He does save the M4A4. He's got the defuse kit, the smoke to work with as well. His teammates certainly capable of the Desert Eagles. This round will still be tough. NIP praised for how good they are in the anti-eco situations, how methodical they are, and how they have so much trade potential at all times. They need to make sure they get the opening pick first and see what is possible after that. Lovely work from Draken. Shoots after the smoke blooms, and they take down coldzera and that aforementioned M4.
Yeah, so forget that theory of trying to get aggressive on Cold's hands. Drop the bomb back down so Rez doesn't get caught. And the bomb in a position where they'd have to commit quite a few bodies, 2 bodies further. Go back and get it as Taco waits inside of the checker room. It's Bolts as well with his P250. Cover off Z. His teammates, as you can see, down in front of him, which does mean there is an M4 in that position he's probably thinking about getting, but good read from Rez. Flashes behind. I would say he's arrived in this series.
Absolutely. He's looking confident now. Shaking off the nerves, got that first map victory, and he's going to find maybe another frag there. He gets it done. That's his 3rd of the round, up to Taco now. 4 versus 1, no armor. Got that deagle towards the B-bomb site. And look how disciplined NIP are still being, man. It's so rare to see this. Even when you've got a 4 versus 1, you know, he's just got a pistol. You're not rushing. You're making sure everyone stays alive here. Every single possible outcome is checked. And as you get right now, with the final coming in towards the site, we'll have an open area to get that bomb down and guarantee the victory.
Plant this time very wide from Get Right. We saw last time when he planted slightly tighter toward the metal objects. I'm not exactly sure what we call those.
The middle objects.
The metal objects.
Oh, the metal objects, okay.
Stacks.
Yeah.
They were able to fuse behind it in the smoke, but Rez able to take down Taco. Oh, a default, typically when they're playing.
Taco not looking too infused right now as we head into round number 13. 7-5. We've got a tactical pause for SK Gaming at this stage. There's the shot from Draken through the smoke. If you do get a strong spawn, you can occasionally get there before the smoke goes down and get the opening pick, but Draken, he didn't even need that. He managed to actually take it down and open things up, and then his teammates with the boost managed to find coldzera very quickly, so that fear factor of having the M4 towards middle was quickly taken down. 7-5, NIP once again still had the possibility to win the half. Very similar scenes to the first map, as we do have a full buy here for SK Gaming. Fallen with the AWP once again, but there are a few problems here. The UMP for Taco once again were limited on utility. Fallen with none. There's one single defuse kit as we enter the last few rounds now of the first half of Cash. Gerard's feeling brave again.
Very brave. Same play that Forrest had. Quick smoke, fast flash. It was he who has the spawn who takes it. But it's Fallen and Cold that take the kills back. And in fact now, quite convincingly, they find themselves in a 4 versus 2, and GetRight being one of the players to go down, so they don't even have the mid control that they wanted. And Fallen is getting very aggressive.
4 on 2. Complete change of pace there for NIP after the tactical timeout comes through. NIP for a spanner in the works there. Fast towards middle, and it looks like it's going to be completely wrecked as 4 on 1 now. Exist gets dropped by Fallen, and it's just down to Forrest now. Trying to cause some damage. Very unlikely to win the round, but if he finds Fallen, oh, he's actually snuck behind him here. This could be interesting. If he gets this kill, we've got a round on our hands here. Forrest will go down to 29. Just wants to find kills here. That's the main objective.
Exactly. Find kills, limit the money, because they have to buy again into round 14. But the bomb down makes things most interesting. That makes things most interesting as well. And blinds himself partially. Not graceful. Didn't get any further money down. Cold gets the round. That was expected in the end that they would win. SK 8-5. We hit round 14. And again, though, reinvestment is the key.
Absolutely is. All comes out for Draken once again, but here's the opening picks from Fallen. A very quick round there. It was GetRight pushing his way out towards middle. Like I said, the tactical timeout, when you know a team call one of those, they're going to be adjusting something, maybe trying a different idea. They rush towards middle, hoping it'd be open, but GetRight gets the opening pick, but coldzera taken down from the white box. Means it was quite the simple round after that point, when then being followed towards Fallen and his AWP. Number 14 now, Draken will be dropped off the boost position. Goes for a little wallbang there. It's ambitious, but I like it. Trying to find anything as the first kill comes in. Once again, Matt, it's Rez. How good has this guy been on Cash so far? This squeaky door is his. And he gets another headshot. It's bolts to go down. And now they wait for the reaction to come from the CT side. It's a very reactive map in that sense. As soon as you lose a pick, you have to fight back. And that's what the CTs are trying to do now towards Rez. But he gets him through the door. Of course he does.
Even with being spotted, the nade out, and not being prepared for position, he finds the spray down. Lurpus, I think you have your answer. As it's Taco and Fallen left to compensate. In behind Forklift, good position to be in. That'll take the bomb from Exist. And the Molotov didn't quite land. Put in the corner, there's nowhere to hide away from it. So Rez has an easy angle and an easy predictive shot. It's Fallen with the AWP against 3. And again, money a massive factor. 6 rounds easily achieved for NIP at this point. Fallen does at least get Forrest. Don't rule him out. It is Fallen, but doesn't have a kit. That certainly hurts.
Yeah, he might want to consider saving the AWP into the next round. No money at all for the Brazilian side. He's going for it. He's got the AK-47 in hand right now, but with no kit, you're absolutely right. It's interesting he's even considering it. I will encroach towards the A bomb side now. One player low HP. I don't see him getting anything done here. I don't think he has even enough time to defuse now.
No, he doesn't. Absolutely not. Not even sure what the plan of going in is. GetRight just easily has him with the op.
They had to save that AWP, in my opinion. The only chance they had to win this round coming up. Looking very likely to be an 8-7 half as NIP get back into the game. Fast boost towards middle. It's Forrest to open things up. And Rez, they're so good for that door. That was such a great round from him. Final buy comes through. SK with 3 CZs, a Desert Eagle, and coldzera just on a measly UNP here up against a 4 buy of the NIP side. Looking for that 7th round. But all it takes is 1 kill with the CZ. It's a snowball weapon. You upgrade to an AK. And the SK player is certainly capable of doing something a little bit crazy.
So Forrest this time, going up to clear mid, looks behind bags. That's the exact wrong time to do so because he gets peeked by Fallen, which I thought was being covered off. So surprisingly, no response from the second player who was top drop. I think it was, yeah, it still is Draken. They'll go back to mid once more, though. This time they want vents. They'll get right underneath of them. Back all the way in. Rez starts off, trades back. It's Bolts again that keeps the lead in the favor of SK. This picks up bomb and heads back. It's Draken at least to find Bolts. That's A site covered off, but watch for Hasn't done it at all in this game, but he is good at getting behind. We talked about it on Overpass. He's done it once more. CZ75 only to work with, but timing everything. Element of surprise certainly strengthens the weapon. He's not sure which way to go. In fact, he may have gone the wrong way because 2 players are already inside of B. If he goes back toward mid, they're already looking for it, and A's wide open. He realizes it, and he's got to run. So, won't work out in Fur's favor. No chance to catch one.
Oh, but coldzera certainly has. It's Gerai caught out of position. There's no trade potential there. This kill decides the round. Exist gets it. Still within a shout, though. It's a 2 versus 2. Exist or Molotov towards heaven. 20 seconds remaining. Does Taco push with the smoke? It looks like the answer's going to be no. He'll wait for his teammate. That's the correct decision. They've got 1 flashbang, a decoy, no kit, and no rifle.
Just go back to B after seeing Fur try and rotate away. Exist, sight, covered off, finds one immediately. Draken has to play this perfectly. Fur still has the CZ, and he get the trade, baits out the first shot. Crosses over, and he's got an AK as well. He's got head armor to work with. If Draken doesn't get the lineup, if he doesn't read this, it's going to be a problem. Fur realizes he's changed his angle, but Draken just has to keep him off the defuse, or better still, take him down, and that's exactly how it works.
Bit of panic coming in there from Draken. It was quite a tense round. Comes down to the 1 versus 1. Foe of the AK-47. He knew he had potential to win it, but it wasn't meant to be. Very similar scenes to Overpass here. A huge lead by SK Gaming and his NIP to catch him right at the very end there. It will be 8-7 to finish the half. We'll find out how this one concludes after the break.
Another close contested half, another 8-7 scoreline. SK, a slight advantage this time, having the 1 round to their name and their credit. They have to win another pistol, T-side start. And NIP have pressure applied as well in the fact that it's not easily a foregone conclusion. Rez is back.
Yeah, he's going toe-to-toe with the very best in the world right now. coldzera and Rez both on 19 kills apiece. Nothing really separating these 2 teams. The pistol will be very indicative as to where this half is going. NIP, 4 sets of armor. Let's get rid of the smoke and diffuse kit once again. And we've got 2 smokes for the SK side. It looks like a basic approach from them. Smoking towards highway, flashing through. They have got the Molotov for quad if they decide to use it then, or maybe they save it for the post-plant situation. Exists in Draken. They won't be playing retake either. They're looking to fight from the MBK position. That's going to be Draken.
At the fence, Exist already forced off slightly at 4. He's tagged down. Draken's waiting for flashes. Keeps looking into the wall. They haven't arrived. In fact, he's not going to get it. He gets vision. That gives him 1 kill. Get Right found the other on to Fur. He eventually does get smoked off on the highway gap. Fallen swings in to get a great shot onto him. Down a man already. Make that 2. As Bolts gets Forrest, it's on to Rez. Yeah, blood's been hot, but a tough proposition in front of him to go 1 versus 3. Smokes covering the inside of the site, give him a chance. He can fade inside. He can still isolate this down if he's fast enough to find Taco. Because Bolts is still working in from Chuck. That smoke has favored him massively. He thinks he's gotten away with it. He thinks he's covered. He is indeed. Bolts is nowhere near. Bolts doesn't read it. And MIP get it. Rez barely wins the round.
What amazing play. He's having the map of his career so far. On the big stage, we question if he can perform, and he just wins out of 3 versus 1 against the world's best. Bolts had no idea the full defuse would be coming in. It's such an intelligent play. Look at this, that first shot towards the forklift, then completely wrecks the player at quad. Full defuse comes in, and Bolts panics. He can't find the shot, the full defuse. The last few seconds go in favor of NIP, and what a way to kick things off. And it might not be stopping just yet. The force fight comes in from SK Gaming in the second round here. AKs are out, along with the Deagles. They're fully committed. They've given that up now as they go for the full boost in middle. Bomb down. A chance to catch our breath. And we won't be going for any rushes here. Middle is completely open. CTs with 2 rifles, 3 SMGs win this. And they could be looking at the 2-0. This is looking great for NIP. What a round from Rez that was.
Incredible, incredible. As soon as that smoke went down, he hits the first shot that cleanly. They couldn't even get a formation to go for the trades. Hits one, fades through, Bolts is isolated away from the battle. Man, oh man, what a way to win back a pistol. I thought this was going to be SK stretching out the lead. Fallen certainly doesn't think that it's done just because they've lost the pistol. Look at Get Right, Cold Zero with the AK buy. Bomb down, they try and catch off NIP. It's worked so far, but Draken's position has worked as well. P9's got a back off bomb there. He wants to hold, and somehow, great peek and hit Fallen from range. Fair enough. The bomb on the deck a little bit longer. They won't be able to hold that position where it is. Unfortunately, it's too far beyond the enemy lines. Draken does have to be careful because, unfortunately, yeah, he's done for as Cold walks in behind Furfound's Forests. It's Rez again that has to clutch.
2 versus 1 this time. Fur and Cold Zera to defend. The bomb actually in T-spawn, so Rez has got a good chance here. Objective, of course, get it to the 1v1 to start with. Cold Zera has to watch every single angle. In 15 seconds, I don't think they can even plan that. Even if they get the bomb here, it will be a chance. He could have run away. I think he had it. They didn't have even a shower planting the bomb there. He just ran off.
I think you're absolutely right.
10 seconds when he died.
When he died, and they still had about 3 seconds to get to the bomb. There's no way they got to his site. Surprise. And there you go. Even our little in-game timer tells us.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't have made it.
11 seconds, and they didn't even have it yet. So that's, yeah, unfortunate. Could have easily been NIP holding on. Now SK, despite losing the pistol, they make up for it. And they only lost the pistol due to some rather incredible play from Rez and a bit of an unfortunate one from Bolts. So far, SK has definitely shown that they are ready to play on the T side of this half. This game, I should say. We're already inside of middle, completely vacant. Aside from just Get Right. Let's choose to peek out before Fur is able to get in behind the hut.
Remember, NIP have looked disgusting with the Desert Eagles so far. Even without armor, they've been nailing the headshots, Forest especially. SK is certainly aware of that proposition, so they'll take things very slowly here. Check every angle.
Exatamente no local que precisava a equipe desse carro. O Draken vai saindo de fininho. Marca de movimentação. O Fer pode aparecer para ele ainda. Se for dar uns passinhos para frente, Fergode. A C4 explode. Sobrevivem as armas desse cara. E o Draken só guardou o Desert Eagle e o colete pro próximo round.
E de novo não vai ter dinheiro, né? Eles estão fazendo investimento, eles não quiseram forçar, eles estão pensando já primeiro armado. Pode vir, inclusive, 2 Alpes por ali. Então entrou muito bem a estratégia da SK, venceu os combates, principalmente o Boltão, com 3 eliminações e depois sobrevivendo ali. Jogadores da SK pulando quando foram surpreendidos por mais um jogador postado na defesa do Nips. Mas o que me assusta, Bidão, o que eu tenho medo é que a SK precisa brincar com a rotação. O Nip está rotacionando muito rápido por todos os sites.
Na overpass esse cara toda hora, né? Apareceu pra A, foi pra A. Só que esse round agora, Fergode e Coldzera fazendo estrago, Coldzera sem nenhum problema, ele foi avançando, mas acabou perdendo a cabeça, então perde um pouquinho de grana no jogo da SK, mas é outro round bom para a equipe brasileira, é 11-8, e agora sim teremos o primeiro armado da segunda metade.
Bidão, aperta um tab aí pra galera ver o impacto que o resto tá tendo no NiP, né? 23 eliminações para ele, enquanto ninguém passou dos 2 dígitos, 8, 9, 6 e 6, então realmente é o diferencial, e como eu falei, a economia foi justamente para 2 AWPs, o Rez, que é o destaque, e o Drake.
Sensacional. mandando bala ali o Rez. Abrindo caminho, buscando entre kills, fazendo todo o diferencial para a equipe do Ninjas e Pyjamas. Ele que está marcando agora aqui pela B com a sua WP. Espera um erro, né? O Fallen tá por ali, o Boltz também. O Molotov vai forçar o Rez a se reposicionar um pouquinho. O Fallen já crava agora a smoke dissipando, esperando que o Rez apareça por ali. O Boltz tem que tomar cuidado. Rez e o Forest, ambos daquela região do xadrez. Boltz vai vencendo o duelo. HE para finalizar. HE! Capturado, Rez. Bom trabalho do Boltão, hein? Não teremos Rez. Então, respeita o Boltz. Respeita o Boltz. Existe. Draken aqui no bom site A. O Gatchwright aqui na B. Que nesse cara prepara agora um pezinho. Colocar os jogadores aqui para dominando o meião. Meio dominado. Mas Existe fez questão de dominar o galpão ali no mesmo instante. O HE do Gatchwright agora, né? Purindo um pouquinho o Boltz. Se esconde avançado. E a situação vai ser complicada, hein? Porque tá um setup interessante demais com o Forte aqui. Mas agora já sabe onde ele está. Vai pro duelo aqui. Caiu. O Gatchwright buscou mais um. Gatchwright! Que round! 4 kills pra ele. O Fallen finalmente dá um basta aqui no Gatinho. Mas o estrago já foi feito. Vai plantar C4 muito aberto agora o Fallen. Vai tentar se reposicionar também. Mas o jogo tá vindo aqui pelo duto. Existe, Fallen. Vai saindo de fininho. Escapando da visão. Bomba plantada. Mas Existe viu. Fallen quer o combate contra ele. Existe faz a sua smoke, sua flecha, sua molotov, o Fallen tá de olho, tá cravado na movimentação, o Drake vai passando pra C4, pra clicar, forçar o Fallen a aparecer, smoke no caminho, e o Fallen vai fazer o quê? Descendo aqui um pouquinho, o Drake não tem defuse kit, o Existe também não, o Fallen pode ganhar esse round no tempo, vamos ver ele aparecendo agora, pegou o Existe, vai encontrar o Drake, vai ganhar o round no tempo, Fallenzão, salva a SK, ponto da equipe brasileira, 12-8, que jogo, que rounds apertados, Guizão.
E o Fallen que tem essa característica, né? Muitas vezes a gente está acostumado a ver isso na trem, principalmente. Já vimos no Overpass, ele nessa situação onde pessoas normais, a chance de sucesso é muito baixa. E o Gatchwright teve sorte também, viu, Bidão? O Boltz fez uma flash pro xadrez, o Gatchwright saiu ali do Queens, o Boltz ficou cego, o Gatchwright não. Depois ele destruiu os 3 jogadores que caíram pelo duto. Mas na inteligência, na habilidade, Fallenzão ali plantando aberto, né? Principalmente, a ousadia nesse final. Garantiu o 12º ponto, não tem dinheiro a equipe do NiP, eles poderiam forçar, já que tem a WP, vamos ver qual vai ser a opção.
Vamos ver a pausa tática aí pro Ninjas e Pyjamas conversar e calcular mais uma vez o que comprar, né? Quando vendo aqui um pouquinho dos lances do round passado, excelente ação do Gatchwright, o Fallen ia se escondendo aqui, foi encontrado pelo Existe no último instante, né? Acabou pegando muita informação pro NiP, mas não foi o suficiente para confirmar o round. Round cara para SK. Mas é ponto da equipe brasileira. Fallen que chega rapidamente aqui pela B, abriu, cravou, se posicionou e não foi forçado o NiP não, né?
Mas o Draken ali pelo xadrez não vai ter mais chance porque a entrada foi pra A.
Já entrou pela A, o Fer não quis nem saber de nada, buscou aqui o combate, atropelou, dominou Toyota, sem maiores dificuldades, por enquanto, mas aí a WP tá pra lá e pesca ele, o Draken, SK, olha o perigo, o Boltão, o Forest tá marotadaço, o Boltz parece ter uma ideia desse posicionamento e consegue se livrar deste. Mas o Boltz tá exposto aqui ainda. O Rez tá querendo buscar. Quebra o duto aqui o Boltz. Tá com... Brinca ali com os sentimentos dos adversários. Se movimenta pra cá e pra lá. Vai contra o Draken, mas... Pra quê, né? Se matou. Vamos ver aqui se consegue escapar de todos os jogadores desse cara. Parece que sim. Detalhe que não tinha ninguém protegendo a C4, né?
Tem um jogador nas costas do galpão.
Não existe. Tinha tá ali. O Koji tava esperto. Consegue levar melhor. Se tivesse defuse kit, Existe defusar a C4 do Ninja, cara.
Ele veio pela porta ali, ninguém cuidou. Eles estavam achando já que tá todo mundo protegendo o Draken pra guardar a WP. O Draken guarda a WP, mas você pode ver, né? A tentativa de eliminar esse jogador não faz diferença nenhuma. Ainda tem dinheiro, ainda sobra 5.450 no Draken. Então, foi muito mais custoso para a equipe da SK perder essas armas, mas mesmo assim venceu o round 13-8, round chave da partida.
Olha o Fallen aqui, pescando o Drake, então sai na frente, dá pelo chão. Mas olha o pezinho, né? Depois de um jogador estar avançado, não esperavam o pezinho acontecer na B ainda. Deu perfeitamente correto aí para a equipe do Ninjas Pyjamas trazer de volta aqui 4x4, Taco. Vai controlando espaço aqui, o Forte tá escondido ali por trás da goteira. Taco, vence o duelo. Tem o Rez aqui ainda contra o pezinho, do outro contrário vai acontecendo ali, o Cold domina o meião. Tá consertando o Rez da fumaça e o Cold pode surpreender o Rez, exatamente. Linda lança aqui agora com o ataque do Cold, fazem diferença total aqui no set da B. O Get Right já tá aqui na contenção, mas tá lá de fora, aqui o Coldzera pode dar combate, perde duelo contra o Existe, mas ao fazer isso, ele entrega a posição do sueco, então sabem onde está o Existe, passagem da C4, tranquilo, Taco vai botar a bomba no chão, e a vantagem agora é toda aqui brasileira, mas o Boltz veio pro duelo, veio pro tudo nada e garantiu 14-8 pra esse cara.
E um detalhe interessante, né? O Taco, quando ele estava recuando, ele deu o casinho invertido, ele era o jogador com a C4. Então o Rez, quando viu o jogador com a C4 correndo, ele jamais esperaria um segundo jogador ali no duto. Já, mesmo com o pezinho invertido, se ele tivesse essa ideia, normal é você imaginar a rotação rápida lá pra A. Depois de identificar mais 2 jogadores no home site da B. Então ainda continua forçado, ainda continua uma compra, não é nem forçada, uma compra interessante por parte do CT. 14º ponto já está no placar para os brasileiros.
Vamos ver agora esse avanço do Alpão, hein? Rez chegou ali pela dentro da Smoke, o Fallen tá cravado na passagem que o Tufê foi derrubado pelo primeiro Get Right, o Coldzera tá de volta, Fallen pesca aqui e a sabe da posição, lindo lance do Fallen, faz a dupla eliminação, abre caminho, agora o Taco vai ser marotado, né? O Nip de novo, né? Reforçando os bons sites da maneira que pode, mas acaba sendo eliminado, e o Draken sozinho no mundo, lá pra B, o Boltz já tá aqui abrindo esse espaço, o Coldzera já tá segurando a rotação também. Vamos ver o Boltz de ladinho, amigão. 15-8, match point pra SK empatar o confronto em 1-1.
7 chances, essa primeira aqui pode ser uma das mais fáceis, né? Porque não tem tanto dinheiro assim, vai ter que vir de MP, o Get Right, os jogadores vão ter que optar por algo do tipo também porque não tem dinheiro. 3.450, então precisa vencer os 7 NIP para levar a prorrogação. E que partida, na verdade, que mapa do Fallen do Coldzera, chamando a responsabilidade e sendo diferencial. O Boltão também está jogando muito bem.
Fallen abriu o cravão no meio, tentou um arrastado ali, não acertou, agora o ângulo. Rez, Existe e Get Right. A opção do NiP é o reforço do meião. Tem aqui um Drake no bom site A, um Forest no bom site da B. A SK que não faz jogadas rápidas agora, só domina o espaço, os gols de um lado, taco do outro. Fir marcando o galpão, Fallen marcando o meião. Acabou não acertando o ângulo que tinha jogador adversário. Faz uma flash, força ali alguma ação do NiP. Enquanto o Drake tá cravadinho, não, tá escondido. Essa região não é piradeira.
O NiP resolveu forçar o meio, né? A mesma ajuste que fez a SK, agora tem o NiP ali com 3 jogadores, 2 avançados e um recuado já tá no combate ali pela rua.
Vamos ver agora o Fê aparecer, jogou pela esquerdinha dele, não esperava, né? O Drake pegou essa posição depois, o Fê já ter dado uma limpada nesse espaço. Vai aqui o Taco conseguir trazer de volta a bola, Taquinho. Busca eliminação importante. Vai chegando esse K em direção ao set da A. O Get Right aparece com a linda flashbang. Mas só leva o primeiro. O Boltzera vai buscar 2. Cold tá vivo, mas com pouca vida. Não pode correr riscos agora. Chega no Boltzera primeiro. E o Boltz tá chegando. Encontrou. Travou pra você também, Guizão?
Não, senhor. Encontrou, finalizou, garantiu 16º ponto. 3 kills do Coldzera. Como eu falei, né? Chamou a responsabilidade, conseguiu garantir 32 eliminações. Então 32/9 pro Coldzera. Mas todo mundo jogou bem, todo mundo mandou, teve seus momentos, mesmo perdendo um round ali logo na sequência, né? Venceu o Pistol CT, acabou... Aliás, perdeu o Pistol CT, venceu logo na sequência e perdeu um forçado como CT. Então devolve o mapa de escolha, tá tudo resetado, galera. Acabou a vantagem que tinha o NiP, agora é inferno.
Que coisa, cara. Travou ali o Boltz. Achei que era Gol TV aqui, mas pelo jeito foi da minha parte dessa vez. Perdão pelo vacilo, mas pegamos a maioria do round. Vamos pegar aqui o replay na transmissão oficial. Ponto da SK, vitória aqui brasileira. 1-1 tudo igual. Definição será da inferno, então, desse confronto semifinal. Ainda não acabou. Ainda estamos vivos neste confronto.
Falando um pouquinho de Inferno, só que antes de a gente ir pro intervalo, Bidão, Inferno é um mapa que a SK tem tido dificuldades, mas a equipe do NiP também, né? Como eu falei, eles jogaram 10 vezes, 40% de aproveitamento, a SK jogou 20 vezes com 50% de aproveitamento, sendo que a SK mudou muito o seu estilo depois da entrada do Boltz. A Inferno aqui, o SK já jogou inclusive quinta-feira nas quartas de final contra o Optic, acabou vencendo mais um dos comebacks que eles conseguiram fazer, 16-12, foi suado, mas a equipe do NiP ainda não jogou Inferno no torneio da IEM Auckland 2017.
É isso, Guizão. Mais uma vez, SK consegue tirar mapas do NiP. Vamos ver então agora a definição depois do intervalo. Quem que sai com a vantagem aqui nesse confronto? SK Gaming contra Ninjas em Pyjamas, semifinal da Interactive Masters Auckland 2017. Depois temos FaZe Clan e Cloud9 com transmissão aí do XRM e do Savage aqui no mesmo canal. Para vocês aqui, enquanto a gente vai vendo aqui alguns lances dessa segunda metade. Excelente ação do Get Right, excelente ação do Rest, mas não foram suficientes para confirmar a vitória. Fallenzão, Coldzera, Boltz, buscando a responsabilidade. E é nosso esse mapa. Vamos pro intervalo, voltamos já já então com muito mais. Obrigado pela sua presença e até logo.
The persistence, the dreams, the sweat, the struggle, the tradition. Some things cannot be named, some places cannot be described. You can feel it. You know you can be a part of the extraordinary.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
I got it right, you can't stop the might. You should have took flight, tell them when I bring it home. I'll take the top throne, king when I bring it, I keep them yelling out, yeah. Cause I can smell victory, 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 victory.
We're no strangers to love. Whoa, that's amazing. Hey, I'm the internet. I know a bunch of people who would love that.
The internet loves what you're doing. So build a better website in under an hour with GoCentral from GoDaddy. Type in your idea, select from designs tailored just for you, and publish your site with just a few clicks, even from your mobile phone. The internet is waiting. Start for free today at GoDaddy.
Well, Nip does grab overpass. SK goes on to grab Cash, and I've grabbed my friend here in Zeus. Zeus, what do you think about this place? This place is wild, huh?
Dude, Oracle Arena is insane. I love the atmosphere here. I love the crowd. There's no words to explain this.
It's pretty rowdy, I think one might even say. But more than that, what do you find yourself doing? I mean, you guys had a rough showing here in terms of you didn't make it this far. Talk to me about the team environment right now.
I mean, we just changed a player with Stanislav brought in Steel. For our first event, we got 2 wins. The point system is a little bit different than what we're used to. We just have to practice and focus for our next events. We're happy overall with how we can do here in such short time.
You guys are showing a lot of promise with Steel. He's a great addition to the team. I'd have to agree. Now, looking at this, though, we have a hell of a semifinal in our hands. And SK right now trying to make that reverse sweep sort of ordeal and come back with it, right? Can they do it is the question. Would you know?
Hell yeah, they're going to do it.
Hell yeah, they're going to do it. Okay, so top performers, we're seeing coldzera coming out, slinging the op around. What else should we be on the lookout for here?
I'd be on Inferno. I'd be on the lookout for Taco. I think he's going to have a really good showing here. coldzera is always the man, the myth, the beast. Can't stop him.
Can't stop, won't stop. coldzera, that's right. You heard it here first with Mr. Zeus. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to the Xfinity analyst desk, and let's get this bad boy going.
The GoDaddy post-match breakdown.
Let's get this bad boy going. Thank you so much, Stunner. Zeus there, of course, ex-coach of the very boys representing SK, and have just picked up the map win on Cash. Joining me, we do have Janko Paunovic and Chad Birchall. We have my experts. I'm going to be picking your brains a little bit about this one, because I thought we were going to start seeing a bit of a rinse-repeat of Overpass. Same scoreline, suddenly come back to a foot, and then it all comes tumbling down. I mean, where would you want to start this discussion, Chad? Do we just have to kind of address the elephant in the room, or the Swede in the room that is Mr. Rez?
You want to go with Rez? I wanted to go with coldzera. He had enough, because he just was an absolute beast in that game, right? Out of the 16 rounds that they won, he had enough, because he just was an absolute beast in that game, right? Out of the 16 rounds that they won, he had 12. Enough, because he just was an absolute beast in that game, right? Out of the 16 rounds that they won, he had 12.
If he throws it correctly, so that it covers the whole, B-side entrance here, you can see how it falls. This is perfect for falling. He can lurk around this smoke on either side of it, and that makes Draken uncomfortable as well to just sit at the fuse. And you can see how eventually Fallen, being a sick guy that he is, plays that edge of the smoke and gets the first kill. And after that, Draken just needs to let go of the defuse. He has no time to sit it because he has no kit, and after that he has to save. And that's really where you feel like that NIP could have won that round and maybe gotten some momentum. Yeah. Instead, they lose it. They have to eco after that, basically, and that's where SK runs away with the game.
I think the lack of the kid is very important there, because he would have just sat that defuse and he would have had it, because Fallen, he had allowed enough times to elapse. But I think, I can't really stress enough Cold's importance. The last round, okay, so we saw the guys from NIP win pistol, and then that force buy came in. Cold Zero had 3 kills on that round, and that was the last round that NIP had any stake in, and from there, it just snowballed out of control. Yeah. Rez, the only one doing anything, he couldn't stop it. He was hitting some nice shots, but you can't stop the train.
Yeah, but I mean that T side in particular, he was the only person getting those entries. You just kept kind of every round you're going to go, oh, look who's just got the first kill in the kill feed.
Double entry from door, double entry on B with the Galil. I think that counts as 4 basically at that point in time. So after that was, he would have a good round, and the round would be won just from what he did early on. But when they had to fight for it, mid-round and so forth, there was no one else who would step up.
That's more what we saw from the group stage as well. That playstyle of Rez getting the opening kills and then everyone else kind of picking up the pieces and filling the gaps that were remaining and closing out the round fundamentally. Here, no one else was contributing.
No, and I do want us to kind of contribute with our thoughts towards our last map. I want to make sure we do cover that just a little bit, because Inferno, actually, during the veto process, you were a little taken aback by the fact that we ended up on Inferno, Janko.
It was a bit, in the end, it was a choice between Cobblestone and Inferno. I feel like NIP, their better map is Cobblestone, but maybe they are targeting a weakness for SK, because even with Phelps in the lineup, they were struggling on Inferno quite a lot lately, and NIP has had their own struggles. We haven't seen them play Inferno in this tournament, but something that they, were having problems with was aggressive oppers on the CT side. They would get picked off in their slow default, and sometimes just too slow of a pace from NIP on that T side.
What are your expectations for Inferno, Chad? We haven't been doing predictions at all, but we've got to the third map. Inferno, historically one of the best maps for those deciders, those third map finals or semis. What's your expectations?
Even after that first map, I still thought it was going to be 2-1 to SK, right? I figured that the big boys would stand up and get it done. But the thing you have to look at here is NIP have definitely identified weaknesses. We saw that on Overpass. If they can do that again here on Inferno, they're going to have a huge stake in these rounds early, especially coming from the T side. The guys on the A bomb site for SK, they don't seem to play as transitional on mid as I would like them to, which means you can take that boiler room territory early, you can get mid wall very early, and from there you can do these like pounce executes, which put a lot of pressure on Bolts and Taco over towards the quad and pit area of the map, and you can really make them sweat. Throw a couple of Molotovs, push them out of position, and they're going to have a rough time because you got Cold Zero on that jungle side with the Arch side, even with the AWP.
Okay. And Cold Zero is the general of that A bomb side when it comes to SK. He's the one making the calls. There are two distinctive setups that they use. Either they are super aggressive with both players towards quad and one player towards arch, where they really leave apps free, or they play super passive within the site and maybe even let go of pit. And that's something that you can scout a little bit, and if you can get a good read on which out of the two setups are they using, the aggressive one or a passive one, you can make a good adjustment and maybe punish them for it.
Something that NIP really need to look out for here is these boosts that the guys from SK keep doing, just over smokes or around corners. We saw it a lot on Inferno on the quarterfinal against
SK's T side.
On their T side, they do the boost just to look at, I guess we call it barrels, car, and banana. They were using it because the smoke wasn't very deep from the guys from Optic, and they were picking that line. So NIP just need to be ready. When they are picking these angles, they are going to be weird boosts coming out from SK.
Okay, keep your eyes on that. So just kind of a summary then for the NIP win conditions. It is take advantage of the passive setup on their T side. What else are we adding to that list?
I wanna see some courageous plays from NIP early on the T side. I want to see pop flash, brute force your way in, try to get the early trades. I don't want to see them slow, just creeping up and all of that. That may be a sign of them playing a little bit scared. I wanted to take the game to SK early on.
Okay, and I mean, we do have a final point each. I'll let you use that however you would choose to, Chad.
I think the fact that we have SK fired up now, they're in the game, that those, whatever they had, the nerves being shaken up, whatever, Fallen's yawning right now, maybe he didn't get much sleep, but the fact of the matter is I think that's going to be shaken off and they're going to come out firing again. I'm going to be leaning towards Cold Zero to have a great map once more.
Yeah, I mean, to see if he can replicate a performance so far. He is top of the scoreboard in the server across both maps. Over 50 frags from Cold Zero so far.
I'm just hoping now someone from SK has a good round early on to maybe wake Fallen up a little bit, because he doesn't seem too excited for this game just yet. So maybe do something crazy so that he will, let's get it on.
Who you got, Yanka? Who's winning it?
SK.
Yeah.
2 for SK. No hope for NIP. I don't know. That first map kind of got me all hyped up. But then again, FaZe SK does sound like a dream.
That is the dream. We still have a long way to get there. I think we'll upset a lot of fans in the arena with
if we even get there. Yeah. That's right. We do have, of course, another semi-final coming up. Cloud9 and FaZe will be taken to the stage, but we need to find out who's going to be making their way to the grand final. Will it be the NIP or will it be SK Gaming? Let's jump in with your casters. Henry G and Sadakis, take it home.
So a battle of thieves as they steal each other's map. NIP SK map 3 Inferno. It's not been what SK have expected when Inferno was brought back into that pool. They haven't been as dominant as the previous iteration, which may give NIP a chance.
We haven't seen NIP on it in a while, though, and SK Gaming have played it this tournament. Know they're strong. They managed to take that optic earlier on. As we get into the pistol, will be NIP starting on the CT side here. Of course, SK with 3 sets of armor, a couple of smokes to work with, not going aggressively towards Banana like most teams will. Should be saving those smokes and maybe committing fully towards the A side here. It's a very passive hold from NIP as they hold right back in the bomb side here. It's only Exist that's got any sort of mid-control as Fur lies in wait in the boiler room.
One of SK's most famous losses on LAN when they were on map points came on this map due to over-aggression. It was a catalyst, perhaps, of why Bolts fits back into this roster. We'll see if those improvements can push them over the edge. So far, it pushes them easily into the pistol round. Aggression required on the T side, and Fallen and Bolts finding frags that go unanswered. Cold goes the other direction, opposite and against the currents to catch off rotations. It works well, except for Rez, who manages to get back in behind, but only 1 kill, and down he goes. SK take the round.
Really nice smokes there from SK Gaming. Nice default to kick things off, wait for the CT aggression to come through, establish themselves in the apartments, smoke towards the library and the arch as well. They focused on the quad, come out of the apartments, nailed the shots, lots of trade potential there, and nothing the CTs could do about that one. They held strong with the crossfires on the bomb side. That is couldn't nail the shots required, and it will be SK going up 1-0 here on the third and final map. Again, NIP not force buying in the second round. I love this approach from them. You still have the potential to win the round, but you're not using all of your money. As Burr, aggressive of course, pushes towards the top of Banana. Will be smoking CT spawn. This doesn't look like a final commitment, but he's just trying to see if he can open things up with a cheeky kill with that map 10, and then his teammates will see what's available after that.
Trying to get the headshots for Get Right, of course. Tries about 3 or 4 times. The one time he actually has vision of Get Right is when he decides to go for the nade, as fate would have it.
Hello.
Decent shot, Rez.
Here we go again. Opening things up with those Deagles. It's a 5-on-4. Fur goes down. Did have the Mac 10 to work with there, but obviously won't be obtained at this stage by the CT forces. We have the bomb at the top of Banana, and Taco watching for flanks in middle. 3 players towards the A side. Bolts fully commits towards B here. Smoke towards CT spawn, and is at the res to hit another shot.
Does it instead. Bolts doubles up as well as he turns around and realizes Get Right want it back in through the smoke. There's the advantage now with the SK side as Cold goes for the plant behind the coffins. Back and just waits to see if anyone will push back through CT. Likely that they will. And Exist has gone all the way down toward the lower side of middle. But isn't exactly in a position to take advantage of exit frags yet. Might get toward the bottom of Banana, but they don't need to exit anywhere beyond that because of the HP. So SK go up 2-0 and carry over 4 weapons in doing so. First time we've seen SK start out with a pistol win, and therefore a different approach for what we've seen for the gun rounds. It's not like they're waiting for a buy. T-side winning a pistol means that they can afford to hold over the SMGs, as the M4s won't come out as quickly.
Quite the clean round there for SK after losing the first pick. They finally commit towards B and manage to hit every single shot there. Like we said, NIP didn't fully force into the round, so they will have the fuse kits, utility, potentially even the AWP in the first gun round. But for now, it will be the full eco here. Nothing really purchased at, so we have a 3 PD50s, for us of a Deagle, and there is a flash, but they'll head towards middle and maybe just flash through it and see if they can get maybe 1 or 2 kills here. It's unlikely. The flashbang has been expended, and they'll actually manage to push them into the corner. This could get interesting here. Get Right gets 1, but maybe that'll be it, as 3 kills will come in favor of SK.
Decent find, Cold 0. Continues to swing around the corner. Goes to the pistol instead. That's fine.
Bit of a bonus situation on our hands next round, Matt. We've got the UMPs there, the Mac 10 for Cold 0 as well. Bonus round, for anyone who's not familiar, means that you take this lesser weaponry into what should be a full gun round, because you've had so much success in the previous round. So,
and specifically, well, typically applied with the SMGs that reward a higher kill bonus as well. So not only do you spend less, you get a return on your investment, and if you win it, you potentially pick up weapons that you don't have to buy. So there's all sorts of bonuses.
You don't even have to win this round necessarily. Sure, it'd be amazing to do so, but if you bring it down to a 1v2, something like that, and lose the round with the bomb going down, you cripple the CT economy in that sense, and then you come back with a full buy, and they're on the ropes to when you can really deliver the haymaker after that. And it will be 3-0 for SK. We'll take a little pause here as Draken pulls out the sniper rifle, of course, the AWP. They've got that one kit. They've got incendiaries and smokes as well. This certainly is a bit of a bonus round. The MAC-10 will be in the hands of coldzera. I'll have a look at helmets as well. It's always an important factor with these SMGs. It's Draken, the only player without the helmet. That's the benefit, of course, of not force buying in the second round. Both teams have a chance to discuss their approach. Usually with this sort of round, you're going to be doing something very fast and getting in their faces as a 5-man unit instead of any sort of defaults into splits. That's what you'll be planning on doing. As the up pause comes through, I would say Banana is obviously very viable. It's very fast-paced, and we'll see where they decide to go. Usually nading the top with the double grenades and then trying to fall into the bomb side.
Draken gets toward top mid. He actually got there quick enough that he could have gone for a peek, but elected not to. Was waiting for flashes, holds the timing. Oh, instead. A go for situation as he takes a quick peek and then ducks his head again. No shot landing. Draken has to fall off.
O mesmo tipo de armamento, eles vêm com um round descartável, no qual se eles vencerem vai ter um boom econômico, eles vão ter muito dinheiro, e se perderem, eles ainda têm chance de comprar sem problemas e ainda podem resetar a economia do seu oponente no próximo round.
É isso. Vamos ver agora esse primeiro armado com a SK ainda guardando essas armas aí, que já foi mencionado. Por enquanto, o Zira ali pelo caminho de rato, a equipe da SK vai fazendo com 4 jogadores na defesa para a equipe sueca. SK Gaming ainda muito calma, ainda com muita paciência para fazer algum tipo de entrada aqui nesse primeiro armado da partida, nesse quarto round. Fallen faz a bang por cima, agora o Boltão pode dar a cara na banana. Resta por ali, já percebe que pode ter companhia, chama novamente a rotação ali do Get Right, que já vem chegando pela base CT. O resto se posiciona em cima do BTT. Get Right atrás do bombe. Os dois jogadores recuando. Vai rolar um pezinho ali na tripla do bombe B, hein? Parece, pelo menos. Enquanto o coldzera começa a querer avançar aqui pelo meião.
E só falando, né? Esse pezinho na tripla ali, ele evita a molotov.
Exato, é um pezinho muito forte. Realmente. Olha só a posição do Exist também, hein? Posição em cima da varandinha aqui. Fortíssima também. Agora sim ele vai se posicionando mais pra perto do Kogu. Vem a smoke da equipe da SK só pra chamar atenção. Coldzera fica aqui agora como lurker. Vai fazer mais uma smoke ali que cai na frente da biblioteca na areia 2. E o Boltão tentou fazer a abertura, já toma bala, já vai pro chão ali. Get Right vence esse primeiro duelo. Res utiliza muito bem ali o pezinho pra levar também o Fer. Get Right, mais um abate. Res também leva 2. E agora é só o Cold. Mac 10 leva o Exist, mais 9 de vida pra ele. 1 contra 4. Situação muito complicada. E o ponto vai pra NiP. 3-1 no placar.
Como eu falei, eu tinha adiantado que era um round possivelmente descartável, se a SK perdesse não ia ter tanto impacto, mas o próximo não, o próximo é muito necessário para tentar resetar a economia. Um round muito bem defendido pelo NiP, fizeram uma aposta de 4 jogadores na A inicialmente, mas depois com o Exist em cima do Kogu, quando a SK tentou vender a ideia de controle do meio com o smoke do Xuxa e também no NiP, só para negar a informação, o Exist estava ali por cima, viu que não tinha ninguém, por isso já rotacionou todo mundo, muito bem defendido pela equipe sueca.
É isso então, primeiro pontinho aí da NiP. 3-1 no placar, agora esse SK com um armado ainda melhor do que o último, né? Como já tinha mencionado, era aquele primeiro armado descartável pra tentar, né, arriscar com aquelas arminhas que tinham sobrado dos anti-forçados e tudo mais. E agora sim, então, as duas equipes muito bem equipadas. Vamos ver quem é que leva melhor, vamos ver a tática aqui da SK, a entrada, o resto tá bem demais, mas já vai sendo trocado. Coldzera encaixa ali um belo HS. Vamos ver agora, Coldzera faz ali, gasta a sua molotov. Se tivesse sido tabelada ali, pegaria o Get Right no cimento. Ele arriscou jogar um pouquinho mais avançado, mas tá esperto, hein? Sabe da possibilidade, solta o spray, mas Get Right leva melhor, vence o duelo. 4 contra 3, vantagem numérica, tem mais um jogador chegando, é o Draken. Excelente AWP, já pega ali o Fallen e o Fer. Consegue levar o Exist, taco ainda pelo tapete ali da A. O Fer já vai voltando a C4, fica na posse dos jogadores da NiP. 3 contra 2, 2 jogadores aqui na banana e apenas um lá na A. Então, nessa briga aqui pelo corredor da banana, a troca é parelha, é 2 contra 2. Drake continua cravado na brechinha, sabe que alguém vai ter que passar, mas consegue ali o Fer na movimentação bonita, belíssima. Buscar C4 e sair rapidamente daí. Agora a troca é 2 contra 1 aqui nessa A. Vem a Molotov e o Taquinho não querem saber, passa por cima. Sabe que o jogador pode estar sozinho por enquanto. É o Forest, já leva o primeiro. E agora é um x1, Taco. Vai pro chão também, Forest. Sozinho, segura muito bem o bombear. E a NiP confirma aqui o segundo ponto na sequência.
2 contra 1 nessa A. O problema é que é o Forest do outro lado. O Forest é um dos caras mais chatos de se jogar contra em qualquer inferno, né? Desde a Inferno Antigo ele é conhecido por defender a parte da areia e defender muito bem. Mas a troca que faltou, né, infelizmente, foi o Coldzera. Naquele combate com o jogador do Cimento, se ele consegue fazer a eliminação, não tinha mais ninguém defendendo o Mombsite, a vantagem seria a brasileira. Mas ele acabou perdendo, o que complicou ainda mais a vida desse carro.
Vamos ver então. Agora, um round bem mais complicado realmente. 2 CZs. E o Fer encurtando a distância ali pelo campanário com a dele, né? Fica ele e o Taco aqui novamente no tapete da B. Os outros 3 jogadores tentando fazer algum tipo de trabalho ali pelo corredor da banana. Vamos ver qual que vai ser a ideia da SK agora. Vem ali Smoke já dos jogadores da NiP para tentar atrasar ainda mais essa entrada. O Rez novamente marotando ali por cima do BTT. Get right. Toma uma Smoke também para bloquear ali a sua visão. Vai querendo rotacionar agora para a região do caixão. Vem ali o Coldzera com mais uma Smoke para a base CT. Fer e Taco continuam nas costas. Mais uma Smoke ali novamente para fechar o caminho, para atrasar ainda mais essa entrada da equipe brasileira. Sabem da importância, né, desse round dos jogadores da SK. Se perderem esse, o próximo pode ser pior ainda em termos de armamento. Vem agora as flashes, vem mais smokes, vem os utilitários, responde ali também com a incendiária a equipe sueca. Boltz vai tomar a frente, hein? Vai ser o entry fragger ali, o Boltz. Nessa entrada aqui pro bomb B, tava esperto já com a região onde estava antigamente. Antigamente não, um tempinho atrás ali o Rez. Vamos ver agora, Get Right e Rez, os dois ali pra trás do bomb. Um atrás do BTT, outro da tripla. Rez consegue levar o Fallen, Boltão, leva o dele, a troca.